I tell them what this is?
Yeah.
Good. Right. So, this is, we talked in the question and answer things about 8 and 8. Amanda was invited to speak at a music conference. So she invited 2 of her friends and her husband to come and speak with her. And the friends were Ben Folds and Damien Kulash from OK Go. And the husband was me. And the panel was on new music and new ways of doing music and new ways of telling people about music. And Amanda sent out an email saying, wouldn't it be fun to do something a little more interesting than just doing a panel? And Ben Folds, who was mad, wrote an email back and said, well, why don't we just write and record 8 songs in 8 hours? And I went along with it, because I thought, they're going to do all the work, I'll just write lyrics. And we failed. We wrote and recorded 6 songs in 12 hours. And by about 3 o'clock in the morning, we were up to the last song. And we'd been getting people to suggest things on Twitter, just so that everybody could see the process of going from something coming in on Twitter to us writing a song. And the very first question I'd asked at the beginning of the evening was name a famous historical person. And a lot of people had suggested Nikola Tesla, and our first song was about Nikola Tesla. And we got toward the end of the evening, and somebody was grumbling about the fact that our number 2 choice hadn't got a song, which was Joan of Arc. So I wrote this, and then they made me sing it. I wish that Joan of Arc wouldn't hang around the park, pronouncing that she won't get burned again. Her armor's very shiny, and her message is divine, but I wish she'd take a day off now and then. She says it clears your head when you come back from the dead, with a sword as sharp as anything that cuts. And to prove it, she bisected 3 young tourists from Utrecht, which rapidly displayed a lot of guts. She says we need to raise a brand new army, and the flag of France so proudly she unfurled. She said the people that she hated will be neatly bifurcated, and the British will no longer rule the world. She said it was a mistake to let them burn her at the stake, and she learned a lesson back there in the flames. So she's going to kill the Queen, and then she'll rescue Old Orleans, and it's really hard to hang around with saints. I think I ought to tell her that the British left in failure, and we don't go back to France except on holes. But I saw her vivisect a man who wanted to correct her, and the playground soon resembled Rome. She says we need to raise a brand new army, and she marched us round until we couldn't stand. She says the nation she abhors will soon be writhing on the floor, and the British will no longer rule her land. And she's waiting for the Dauphin who will come across the ocean, and she knows that God agrees with her complaints. So I'm hoping she'll ignore my English accent in her war, cause it's really hard to hang around with saints. She says we need to raise a brand new army, and the flag of France so proudly